Hey guys, much love, MTG here. It is September 26th, the first day of Throne of Eldraine, now released on MTGA. Very exciting time to be playing Magic. I think this is the biggest rotation of the year with 3 sets going out, that being, Ixalan, Dominaria, and M19. So a lot of cards gone and new cards in, and all those cards going out further allows some of these new cards coming in to make an impact on the meta. I know, like, when M20 came out, it wasn't really that exciting of a release for me personally, because there were so many cards that were still in. The format kind of stayed the same, I felt, for the most part. But now a lot of cards are gone, and the format should be drastically different, hopefully. We'll see. Maybe it'll be nothing but cavalcades. I tried brewing some random stuff, but the games I made with it were all boring. I tried some weird Sultai Oko deck I made with Piper the Swarm and some other janky stuff, and it was god-awful. The games are probably very boring to watch. I might upload those videos, might not. But for now, I just grabbed a list from MTG Goldfish. Shout out to them if you don't know that website. Useful for finding decks if you ever are unsatisfied with the brews you make, as I typically am. But let's run through the list real fast. We've got Gutter Bones, Night Legion, typical aggro 1-drops, nothing to say about that. Lava Coil, some efficient removal. If the opponent plays a big fatty, you can take it out for 2 mana. Keep the beatdowns going. Robber of the Rich, 2/2 haste, also exiles cards off the opponent's top and lets you play them with any color, or spend mana as though were any mana of any color to cast that spell. So it can get you some card advantage. You can also just mess up the top of your opponent's deck if they're scrying and whatnot. You are a black-red aggro deck, so you should have less cards in hand than your opponent most of the time. So that'll be activating. But cool card. Dreadhorde Butcher, beat down, get bigger, and then die, and out of spite, throw all your power at your opponent's face or something else, because, you know, that's what that card does. Murderous Rider, kill a thing, Swift End, blow something up, target creature, Planeswalker, you lose 2 life, but it can pay for itself in the sense that it has lifelink and it's a 2/3, so you can get that life back later. And so yeah, that's a card. Riding Regisaur, big dinosaur boy, beats down, does kind of create some card disadvantage for you, but it's whatever. Bonecrusher Giant, interesting card. Stomp, instant for red and colorless. Damage can't be prevented this turn. Stomp deals 2 to any target, so you can basically shock something for 2, and then you get this 4/3 on the back end, which is cool. And if your opponent tries to use removal on it, then you get another 2. Only to the spell's controller, though, not to any target. But another good card. This deck is just kind of black-red good stuff, it looks like. And we got Rankle. You know, this card is flying and haste. Pretty interesting. Then when it deals combat damage, you can choose any number, discard a card. Each player discards a card, each player loses 1 life and draws a card, or each player sacrifices a creature. So in an aggro deck, I can imagine a scenario where this extra 1 point of life loss can actually matter. And there can also be a lot of situations where you're hellbent and your opponent is not, so the discard's worse for them. And with cards like Gutter Bones on 1, maybe sacrificing a creature is not such a big deal for you either. But nonetheless, looks like a powerful card. Why not play a deck with it, right? It's legendary, though. It's only 3 copies. And we've got Spawn of Mayhem, another big 4/4, or another big card you can play on turn 4. Also on turn 3, potentially, with Spectacle enabled, which this aggro deck will hopefully do sometimes. Yeah, 4/4 trample, nothing to say about that. Also pings people if you've got 10 life or less. Put a counter on it. Not a new card, you probably know that. Probably didn't need to read it all. Sorry for wasting your time. Castle Locthwain, draws cards, loses life depending on the number of cards you have in your hand. So this is definitely this card seems like it was made to just be played in black decks that are going hellbent. You know, an aggro deck. Pay the 3 mana. Top deck of 1 more thing. Maybe it's a 1 mana card and you're on turn 4, and you just get to kind of add a little bit of extra pressure to the deck, or add a little bit of extra pressure to the board. Can sometimes make a difference. And we've got a total of 18, 22, 23 lands. So a pretty average deck, it looks like. Yeah, the deck looks cool. It's a whole bunch of good cards. It's aggressive. It'll beat up on people that are messing around doing nonsense. So let's just jump into ranked queue and give it a shot. We'll do best of 1 with it. It does have a sideboard on it, though. Nope, not traditional, just regular standard. Thoughtful Oko is an Oko deck I built that has Thought Arisher and some other terrible cards in it. And let's use this deck all the way at the bottom. Yeah, Fandom. Alright. So honestly, this deck doesn't look too exciting. It's a black-red aggro deck. Finding out what the best version of aggro in the format is probably one of the least exciting things to do, at least for me, personally. But, you know, gotta have something to keep you gotta have, like, good aggressive decks in a format to keep things reasonable, so, like, you know, everybody's not just playing crazy ramp decks and going super big and playing probably, I guess, like now with Nexus out of the format, I guess the biggest thing you can do in standard is probably Agent of Treachery and Mass Manipulation outside of like Crisis. So like big blue decks, I guess, would be a thing if the format decides to move towards the top end. Then the bottom end would be things like Cavalcade. I guess those are the two parameters of the format. The fastest deck is probably Cavalcade, I imagine, for aggro. And then we'll go Blood Crypts into... Yeah, so... no 2-drop in this hand. I meant to play Gutter Bones. This will be the first video I'm at. Okay, awesome 2-drop. Dreadhorde Butcher does things. Would be better for it to have Gutter Bones down here, though. And deal 3 to our opponent. There's really no reason to play the Knight of the Ebon Legion first. It's a better card when you have mana to pump into it. And you can still... It doesn't have to actually attack the turn that it gets the counter. So, yeah. Not really any decisions to be made here. We'll just spend all of our mana. Play the Robber of the Rich. Our opponent has 5 cards, we have 4. It will exile off the top. Can't spend any mana to do anything with it, though, so not super relevant. Our opponent is taking at least 3 here. Not enough to trigger the Knight of the Ebon Legion. Dreadhorde Butcher is definitely the smartest block. Our opponent, I imagine, is on Temur Elementals. Probably see a Risen Reef from them at some point, or an Omnath. There goes the Risen Reef. Called it. Prediction skills 10 out of 10. And our opponent scoops. Because their hand is probably slow. And they don't want to play against aggro. So that's the advantage of playing aggro on ladder. You do just get these free games that are very fast. And you do get opponents that just kind of scoop out of salt. Or just because they, you know, you have to play a lot of games to climb the ladder, I guess. And when you can see the writing on the wall, you're pretty sure you're going to lose versus aggro because you know your hand is full of 4 or 5 drops, whatever they had. Maybe it makes sense to just scoop and get on to the next game. But anyway, yeah, with this new format, I think the bottom end of it is going to be Cavalcaded Calamity decks. We haven't actually seen any of those yet, though. Maybe it won't be. But something on that end. Like, that'll be the aggro deck. Something red. And then, I guess, like, previously, the most extreme thing you could do was Wilderness Reclamation. I'm going to keep this. Turn 1 Knight, turn 2 Robber. We have this Bonecrusher Giant on turn 3, potentially, and we can also do the Stomp thing with it. So we'll keep that. But yeah, the top end of this format is going to be Agent of Treachery and Mass Manipulation if decks decide to go big in value. We'll see where things shake out to land, though. Maybe it'll be more mid-range balance with Oko making 3/3s with stuff, and yeah, who knows. But exciting times. There are a lot of cool cards in this format. A lot of sweet, sweet cards. I hope the best deck isn't just like a mid-range or aggro deck like this. I hope the best deck is something a little bit more unique, like something built around a specific card, like the Chalice that reanimates, or the Fairy that does stuff with artifacts. Like, I hope there's like something a little bit more intricate that is the best deck, rather than just like kind of overstatic creatures or aggressive creatures or whatever it is. So we can't Stomp here. I want to spend all my mana. I don't want to just cast the Knight and then waste the red. I think I'll just play the Robber of the Rich and swing in. And if they want to block and lose the Druid, I think I'm fine with that. But I think I just want to keep going aggressive. We don't have a second black to play the Spawn of Mayhem on 4 or 3, which is unfortunate. But yeah, let's just get in here. Our opponent actually has the same amount of cards in hand as us, so we are failing to go Hellbent, or getting close to it. Nice thing about playing aggro decks is they're super chill. Like, a lot of the times you're just, hey, I'm just going to cast the card in my hand. That costs 2 on my turn 2. Don't have to think too hard. And you can still win games. Great for players like me. Wicked Wolf with no food token. I am unimpressed. But it does kill something. Actually, alright, so I should be impressed. Never mind. Didn't mean to disrespect you, Mr. Wolf. So, yeah, this looks bad. Robert, like, Bonecrusher, we can kill the Druid, I guess. That doesn't feel great, though. We can kill Druid, play Knight, and then next turn we can threaten the Knight versus the Wicked Wolf. That seems reasonable, actually. Let's do that. The other option is, like, attack into here. Get 2 for 1, kind of, I guess, if you Stomp it. But let's Let's hurt his mana development, I guess. Let's just stomp the Druid. I feel like this is a losing play. This maybe means I shouldn't make it, but yeah, we're just gonna go for it. Hopefully they've got a 5-drop in hand and not a 4th land. I don't know. So we'll do this, and the Knight. The Knight can attack next turn and threaten the pump versus the Wicked Wolf. No attacks, friend. Aggro decks, I guess, can be, you still need to play aggro decks well. They're not, like, completely mindless things. Like, sometimes you just get to curve out and stomp your opponent, but, like, there were options on that last turn. There were different things I could have done. I could have 2-for-1 myself, got rid of the Wolf, left him with the Paradise Druid, and then played the Knight, but, I imagine they probably have more stuff to do in their hands. Well, there's more mana, so killing Paradise Druid seems sort of irrelevant here. But, I mean, they can go up above 6, so who knows. This seems like an L. With this sort of deck, this black-red style, you just want to run your opponent over, but our opponent is playing the... I think they were... Yeah, they were on the play. They have 4 mana out. We're on 3. Our opponent was on the play. They had turn 2 acceleration into a meaningful play on turn 3. They got a 4-drop out on 3 that actually, like, killed something. Kind of a 2-for-1, I guess. And now they're turn 4. And Oko can make this a 3-3, and they have a lot of good blockers. That's what I would do if I were them. I would +1 this on this thing, and then you have an 0-2 and double 3-3s to block with. And is that what he makes the Knight a 3-3. Interesting. He has the food token for the Wicked Wolf to make it indestructible. That makes sense, actually, also. That's reasonable. And now this can't threaten the pump. Quite reasonable, actually. I kind of feel like scooping here. Just to be honest. Because he has food token generation with his Wicked Wolf, and he can just turn things into 3-3s. So, like, this is a meaningless attack. He could block there. Yeah, this kind of feels like an L already. But let's play our land for turn. We could play the Dreadhorde Butcher and Shock, but this thing's just not gonna die. And playing a lot, like, as soon as, like, it seems to me that, like, maybe we should just play the Spawn of Mayhem and let them untap. But that's just an L. Like, they got food token generation going in between these 2 cards. This thing's gonna keep growing. If they really want to get rid of the Spawn of Mayhem, they can just plus and make it another 3-3 and make another food token here. Like, I'm pretty sure this game's over. I'm not sure. Like, this is the sort of game, like, I'm pretty sure we've lost no matter what we do. Let me know in the comments if there's something more powerful here I could have done. Yeah, I don't think attacking does anything here. We can attack with both, and then the Oko still only goes down to 3, which is kind of still irrelevant. I feel like we're going to lose this game, and it's just going to take an obnoxiously long amount of time. So I might just scoop. This is sort of what... well, this is the good and bad thing about aggro. Well, I mean, it's unexciting in the sense that, like, you can lose games so easily just by having an average draw versus your opponent's average draw where you just don't run them over. Because they're just playing more value and more powerful cards. But it is pretty clear. It's clear pretty early in the game. Like, oftentimes by turn 2 or 3, if you're going to win or lose. And I think it's clear we're going to lose here. But let's see if our opponent has anything to do with this mana. I will at this point now. He only has 1 food token, but he can make another one, actually, and activate this twice. So there's no way we can get, like, tricky here and, like, bait him into a spot where he sacks this food token, trigger on the stack, use both the Bonecrusher Dragons to kill it. We can't do that because he can make a food token with the Gilded Goose and then do it again. So we can't, like, do anything fancy to outplay our opponent here unless they're, like, really bad. Which maybe they are, so let's just test them. Yeah, at this point in the game, I don't think we're going to win if they're good. So let's just make a play that puts them to the test. And... do we want to live? Yeah, so let's just play this. Actually, honestly, there's really no way this goes wrong for them. Because most likely, they'll put on the Indestructible before it takes damage. But, I don't know. Everything at the Oko. They have another Oko in hand, probably, and this just doesn't matter, but we'll see what happens. We did exile a card off the top of their library, which we probably can't cast. Sweet. Our opponent is taking an obnoxiously long time to let this ability resolve. Card exiles. What was it? Forced. Is this play or cast? Cast. So you cannot play lands off that card. Alright, so the way things shaped up, our knight's gonna die. We can kill Yoko. Sure. Sure. Let's kill Loco. Ugh, this is It's nothing worse than having an opponent playing slow in a game that you're uninterested in and like only sort of half-heartedly like committed to. I really just want to scoop, but I'm playing it out just cause. But this is... He should win this game at this point, I feel. Next time we go Knight, Bone Crusher Giant if nothing else changes. Let's see what our opponent has. I mean, we don't know what else is in their deck. Maybe it's super janky. Yeah, alright, we're gonna scoop to the Garrick. We're not gonna make it through another Planeswalker. We could have, like, let's see what he does with it, though. If he, like, kills a creature, does something stupid like that, and we draw Murderous Knight off the top, we're kind of back at parity. But if he makes the tokens, yeah, that's game. Because at this point, we're just beating down through, like, it's not going anywhere. Good game. So that's game 1 with Black Red Aggro. Or game 2, rather. The first game the person, like, scooped on turn 2 or 3 with the Elemental. Run it back for game 3. We go first, but there's no red mana here. And this hand doesn't... Yeah. This hand doesn't do anything past the Gutter Bones. We're gonna have to mulligan that. This seems fine. Robert, I think I'm gonna get rid of the Lava Coil. Hope to go... no. I think I should just... This is actually kind of tough. I want to keep the Lava Coil with the Dreadhorde Butcher. I'm gonna get rid of this land. I think I'm gonna keep this and get rid of the land and just hope to draw a black source. Because we have 3 2-drops, so even if we don't draw land, it's not the end of the world. Play Shock, put the fear, or play the Mountain. Hold open Shock, put the fear on him. Say hello to our opponent while they're thinking. Try to put him on tilt. Distract him. Gotta get him however you can. So, the way is clear for Dreadhorde Butcher, and if they have a creature next turn that can block it, we have the Lava Coil at the ready. And if they have nothing, another tap land. Because that's a thing people like to do at gold. Or any other rank, who knows. So, this is the annoying play pattern if I'm going to wait to, I don't know, crack my fetch at some random time. Person gets a forest. Dreadhorde Butcher's doing his thing. So, Robber the Rich or Lava Coil? Do we want to keep them off getting to 4 mana next turn? I think so. Reduces their chance of playing something that can block this Dreadhorde Butcher. And also just taking your opponent off mana in the first couple turns of the game I think is a reasonable thing to do. The fact that this Dreadhorde Butcher is growing also makes it better. So now if they do have like another mana guy, They're now under more pressure to block the Dreadhorde Butcher. Hopefully we'll hit a land at some point, because our hand is just kind of filling up with random stuff. Legion's End, good card versus that. Don't get the death trigger. We'll go for this. Our opponent does have more cards in their hand, but we can't get lands off this card, unfortunately. So we'll just exile the top card of the library for fun. What was it? Overgrown Tomb, I believe. Yeah. Questing Beast. We have the coil at the ready. This thing is haste. Impressive. So, make the play we can make. Coil the Beast. Beat down with Robin Hood. Should be a green card, but oh well. So our opponent's on 5 mana, and we're on 2. This game should be over. We should be dead, but I just can't imagine what's in our opponent's hand. It must be like just some removal spell they're just waiting on. This Robber Lurch doesn't matter this much at this point. Murderous Rider? No. Gutter Bones it is. So we chose to get rid of that third land, and ended up not working out for us. I think things would have been fine if we kept that swamp over the Robber the Rich, but you know, hindsight's 20/20. Make 2 wolves, have blockers. They have to kill the Garrick. Pretty sure this game is over on the account of our opponent being at 7 mana and their valued green-black deck, and us being on 3 with our aggro deck on turn 7. So, but we'll see. They could flood. They could draw their early curve. You never know. Magic is an exciting game. Who knows what will happen next? Our opponent looks like they're on a straight value green-black deck, which I can respect. An archetype that I enjoy playing myself. Just pick 2 colors, put a bunch of good cards in your deck. What could go wrong? Are they playing the Crisis that doubles counters on it? Yes, they are. Got the read. And without a Murderous Rider, that's going to be GG. So yeah, good game, opponent. Alright, that's 3 games with the black-red deck. Not a deck I particularly enjoy playing. It did not perform particularly well. Though I did make some mistakes with it. With the mulligan, I guess. So yeah, we're going to call that quits for that deck. Hope you enjoyed the gameplay. I didn't. So I hope you did, because I didn't enjoy it either. Hopefully someone got some enjoyment out of that. At the very least, the opponents who beat us, they had some fun at least. They got to do their thing. So some net joy was added to the world with our suffering through that deck. We're going to find another list and play some more games. But thanks for watching.